Good morning, welcome to this old mojo. It looks like we got some unexpected rain last night. Yeah. That's not going to be as hard as I was thinking. I think the hardest part is going to be trimming this foam at the pier, but that won't be hard either. Yeah, this stuff is coming off very easy. I'm trying not to get poked by these rebar wires here. Yesterday I got poked right there. It went right through the vein. You can see those veins right there. Went right through it, and it bled for like 20 minutes. I was walking to the house like this, and my hand filled up with blood. I had to hold a rag on there, like I said, for 20 minutes, and then I put one of these kind of waterproof bandages on it. It's fine now, but it's one of the hazards of working with blood thinners like that. I really don't like blood thinners. All right, this is taking no time at all. I'm gonna rush through this. I don't even need this kneeling pad for the rest of it. I just bend over and get the little bit that's there off. I'm gonna hurry up and get this cleaned up and get it washed so it can dry. Okay, I'm starting to assemble the first form. I cut these strips of 2x4 to a little bit over an inch, and I figured if they were the wrong size, I would run it all through the planer to get them the exact size. But turns out that it's exactly 1.5 inches. This will sit on top of the old form and get screwed down into it, which will stiffen up this kind of floppy 1/2-inch plywood. It's also going to have a stiffener on the top, a much bigger one, a 2.5-inch one, and in the end they'll be super stiff. But the tip of the day is, let me see if I can show you this plywood, and that would be the same with pretty much any plywood. You can see that it's pretty curvy, and my wood, these are the strips right here, these are pretty curvy as well. So if you put the curve of this one against the curve of the other one, you put the curves opposite of each other, it tends to straighten it out a whole lot. This will get straightened out by being screwed to the form as well, but once I'm done screwing this down, any curve that still remains, when I put the top part on, I'll oppose the curves again, and that'll straighten it out even more than it's straight already. Yeah, it's got a little dip right here, but that's because of gravity with the clamps kind of holding it down on both ends. When this is in place, it should be really nice and stiff as it needs to be for a concrete form that's going to be completely underground. Okay, I went out there and fitted this and cut out this part right here where the pier is. Now I'll go out there and screw this in place, and then the next one will have an extra foot, roughly a foot, of this bottom stiffener, and I'll be putting the top stiffener in. I actually have to cut a piece that goes up to the pier right here, and then again after the pier, and I need to figure out what the best angle for that is. So I'll take a piece of scrap with me, and then that 8-foot chunk is just going to go long and connect to the next piece. Yeah, a lot of stuff is made in place on this back one, and when I get to the front one, that's going to be a lot more straightforward. Good, good, good. All right. I think I'll get back to you once I have a good chunk of this put in place and just show you what it looks like. Okay, here's what happened. We got this far and ran out of concrete. The concrete calculator online that I used told me I would have an extra bag, and we had one, maybe a little bit more than one bag shy. So I kind of roughed this up for a cold joint, and I ran to town. I got 2 more bags, and I'm gonna pour this last part myself. So yeah, that really sucks. The cold joint isn't gonna make any difference at all in the function of the wall, and it won't be seen, but it's a huge waste of time having to run to town. But it is what it is. Let me get to mixing. Oh, and our outlet that's a ground fault outlet, it quit working. So we had to run a wire into the house and either operate the mixer or the vibrator, go back and forth between them. Yeah, that really sucks as well. Okay, let's get this done. All right, it's the next day and this actually looks fantastic. Got everything cleaned up last night and it cooled off and rained overnight. It got down into the 60s and it's probably 75 right now. It's supposed to get in the low 80s today, but I'm going to cover this anyways. It's going to be in the 70s the next 2 days, and after that we're going to be pulling these forms off anyways. But I am going to get some wet towels over the top of this. This is the joint right here, and other than a little color difference because this was poured 2 hours later, it looks pretty damn good. Yeah, the color will be the same, or mostly the same, once it dries out a little bit more. All right, let me find a cold joint in this block wall and I'll show you what a cold joint looks like, and then we'll get back when it's time to take all these forms off. All right, this is the only cold joint I could find. We bury them in the wall, and I don't, oh, I think, yep, there's one right there. This is one right here. That one's pretty darn good. And there's one right there. and they don't take any time. Like, this could have been sitting for a day, and then they got a return on the concrete and poured the rest of this. So it can be a different kind of concrete and all that kind of stuff. We might not be able to see that one at all, but again, it's going to be buried under some stairs. Okay, I'll see you in a couple days. And there you have it. It's the next day. It took, about 2 hours to get the forms off of here. And I spent the rest of the day cleaning up the area a bit. I still have more to do. I'm going to break any of this hard concrete and get this place raked out again. And got miscellaneous other stuff to do, but that'll be in next week's video. Also, in next week's video, we're going to get the drain pipe in there, and we're going to fill both sides of this to this level right here. It's a little too early to be filling the entire trench, but if it's equal fill on both sides, it'll be just fine. We're only going to be 2 inches up the wall. The footer is all the way cured, and well, the wall is cured enough to fill it anyways, but we're not going to do that right now. We're just going to make it easier to walk here so we can do other work, and we'll be starting on the wood the week after that. We'll be getting this in along there, and we're going to start to get the framing in. Yeah, exciting stuff coming up. So, if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you take the time right now to subscribe. It'll help the channel greatly. And we will see you in the next video.